One of the promises of cloud is to get product services to market quickly.
Yeah.
And so the question is, are organizations cutting corners on the security of their application because there's no other inhibitor in the path? So I think that's perhaps something we need to consider too.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
it's a good possibility we'll see some more things. And I think our observation in terms of compromised devices or things, cloud's in there. We don't talk about it quite as often, but there's certainly a lot of attacks that we've seen associated with sourced out of cloud environments.
Right. Yep.
There are a lot of problems that are unique to the cloud environment that I don't see on people that have co-location or manage their own servers. For example, a lot of MongoDB, a lot of these NoSQL products, a lot of these things that are advertised as scaling horizontally on the cloud are deployed in an insecure way. They have one image that's poorly configured, and then you're spreading that one image across the entire cloud. So there are lots of instances where people put their entire databases, their entire infrastructure on the cloud to the public without knowing that. I agree that they believe there's some firewall, some managing that's going on by the cloud, that they might be doing that for you, but they're not. If you're managing your own servers, you have a system administrator, you have somebody who is a go-to person, and if anything goes wrong, you can talk to the guy. But with the cloud, it's a bit more amorphous. Developers deploy things, and so I agree that the cloud is a unique environment.
John, I think you picked up on another, perhaps an important dynamic that is this is the first I've heard of it, but I think you're probably exactly right on par. That is that team dynamic between the traditional system server administrator and the application developer changes entirely when you move into a cloud environment.
Yeah.
Suddenly the system administrator might be completely missing.
Yeah.
And so now the application owner has to have much more cognizance of what it means to implement that system in a secure way. And John, I think I agree with you as well. You point out that sometimes applications are put out there, whereas take an administrative interface in an enterprise environment, that part would tend to be segmented off internal to the enterprise, and just the services that you want out on the internet to be opened up at the firewall. You put it in a cloud environment, there's no firewall there. They might think there is one, but there's no firewall there. And next thing you know, the system administration interfaces and all kinds of other services that may not have been locked down are also exposed to the internet. So very good observations.
I've been sitting here listening to you guys, and I'm trying to come up with a metaphor for how cloud and traditional IT are a little bit different. And all I can think of is, when you talk about putting firewalls around things, I keep thinking of a castle with a knight standing guard, whereas some of these cloud services are basically a motel, where the guy throws the keys and says, I don't care what you do in there, I'm going to clean up when you're done. That's it.
Yeah. And by the way, that's one of the, I think, important attributes to look for in a cloud service provider, is one that actually has a good abuse management solution in place. And I've seen ones that have been quite good. I've seen ones that have been not so good. But in many cases, they have it very highly automated, that if there is a problem and complaints come in, or if there's an issue discovered, that there's a process for managing that and getting it taken care of. So
there's a right way to do it.
Yeah, there's a right way to do it.